Texas style chicken on the old country Pecos. This is going to be a recipe that you're going to love. It's going to be touched with just the right amount of smoke, have crispy skin, be juicy inside, and have that awesome flavor that you get from an offset. But we're going to do it just a little bit different with our cooking style. Let's jump in and get it started. Chicken's one of those meats that can really absorb smoke pretty easily, and so we're going to go light on the smoke this time. We're going to use a basket in our insulated smoker and fill it full of lump charcoal, and we're just going to throw a couple of sticks of wood on there, feeding a little more charcoal into that basket rather than just a lot of wood at a time, and that's going to give us a good clean fire without a ton of smoke. And that's going to keep our chicken from getting too dark. It's going to keep it from being too smoky. Chicken is delicious when it's kissed with smoke. It has that that ability to be over smoked, in my opinion, and I think this is a delicious way of cooking it, but also giving you that that convection heat, crispiness and flavor from the offset. So we're gonna hit that up. Our charcoal is loaded up and started right now. We're gonna get this whole chicken out, and it's been thawing in the fridge, and we're gonna get it out and we're gonna season it up after we spatchcock it. And I'll show you how I like to put it on the smoker to keep it from overcooking and to keep the color to be even. Alright, so that fire's getting started up. Let's go ahead and take our chicken and get it out of this packaging and get it spatchcocked. Spatchcocking is a really easy way to prepare your chicken to sometimes fit on a lower profile smoker, such as maybe you have a charcoal style grill from Walmart or something like that, but also it promotes very even cooking. It allows that chicken to cook faster and more evenly. There's a little bit of ice still on this guy, but the meat itself is thawed out. Now, I like these store-bought chickens like this because they do come pre-brined, and so they're usually fairly juicy. So the first thing we're going to do is take it out of all this juice, and we're going to put our fingers inside of it. Pull out any toys, fun stuff that's in there. Alright, so let's get it spatchcocked. Alright, a little bit of these little chunks of these loose stuff. Alright, right down the middle. And I take my knife and go right underneath that skin just to open it up a little bit. Really, you don't have to do this. You could just cut it right down the back, but I like to have that extra flap of skin, kind of like for a competition bird. I always cut the tail off. Really, that skin's easy to pull back as soon as you get it undone from right here on top. And it being really, really cold like this makes it a lot easier. Alright, so we've got our skin pulled back, the bird's opened up, and you can feel that bone, that spine, it's running right here. And so take a really sharp knife or some shears and just run down the side of that. This isn't as heavy of a knife as I would prefer to use. A heavier knife is much better. Of course, shears would work as well. A little better than this smaller knife, but cut it in the right spots, it'll come right open. Because I don't feel like walking back inside to get another knife. Pelvis, cut one side. There we go. That was much harder than it should have been. But that's because I was using the wrong knife, guys. So you've got everything here. You see this kill bone? Generally, if I was splitting this all the way, I would just make that slit right there and pull this out. with my fingers, but I'm not splitting this chicken all the way. So we're just gonna break some stuff open, just like that. Carefully, sharp bones. Any of this stuff right here that's kind of dark and miscolored, it's darker meat, take that out. Big old chunk of fat right there. I'm gonna take that off. All right, so pretty minimalistic on prep. Spatchcock it just like that, and not a bad looking bird. I can spread it out like this and cook it really any way you want to at this point. I like to usually keep them just like this. And go from there. Alright, so let's get it seasoned up. We got this backside, and man, these dirty hands. Let me go wash my hands and we'll get these seasoned up. Alright, we got some clean hands. I like to hit the bottom with Fiesta Fajita seasoning. That savoriness, saltiness is a really good base. I really like it. I think the meat absorbs that flavor very, very well. So I'm going to hit it on that side. And then on this side, get some of these chunks off. I'm going to hit it with just a little bit of spray butter. Using up the last bit of this bottle. It's going to promote crispy skin and allow our rubs to stick a little better. And then I'm going to be hitting it with Uncle Steve's competition cow shake. Now it is cow shake, but I think it goes amazing on chicken, and especially the Texas style chicken like we're doing today, because the pepper that it has in it. Just a lot of good flavors. Good looking bird altogether. And man, I'm almost out. I'm gonna have to order me some Uncle Steve's. Hit up a Buc-ee's. Alright, let me show you a little tip I like to do. I like to use these racks. These racks are fairly inexpensive, but man, they come very handy. Come in very handy when you're cooking a chicken, because you can just spin it around on the grill whichever way you want, to ensure that you got even cooking, but also even color on your bird. So I'm going to go check on this fire. I'm going to throw a log on it as soon as it's ready. We're going to get this on there, and I'll show you how I like to do that. We've got a good start on our charcoal. We did go ahead and throw a log on there. We're going to let that smoke for just a minute as this pit gets up to heat. We're going to be cooking these at 275 to 300 degrees, somewhere in there, to promote that good crispy skin. Now, the amazing thing about an offset is that constant exchange of air, and that creates a bark and that crispiness of the skin so much faster than anything else because of that air exchange. Now, with a pellet cooker, there's a lot of air moving, but it's not new air, it's not exchanged air, and so it's the same air moving over and over and over again. Imagine in a bathroom, you just take a hot shower. There's two ways of using a fan. You can use the fan in the ceiling that will exchange the air, or you can put a fan in there to move the air. And the moisture will go down a lot faster by exchanging the air than moving the air, and that's why this flavor profile in an offset is so unique compared to anything else, along with the imperfections of the wood itself and things like that, that gives you those different compounds that absorb into the protein that you're cooking. We're going to let this get up to heat, about 10 minutes or so. Throw the chicken on there. So our smoker's rocking and rolling just how we need it to. I am placing my next log up on the smokestack. It's how I'm pre-warming it, because you can't do it on top of here because there's 1.5 inch insulation. So that's not going to get warm enough to pre-warm it. But also I found that I can control my heat a lot easier by using the intake and exhaust baffles. And because I have that exhaust stack on there, I don't have a baffle on it. I need to get a smoke collector built for it and finish this project out. I just haven't had time to do that yet. So I placed that on there about halfway, covering it. It does two things. It works as a baffle, and it gets my wood hard, hot. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go get the chicken. All right, our chicken's on the grate. Beautiful, sweated in, nice, beautiful profile it looks like. So I like to start my chicken on the grill with the breast facing the fire on the farther side from the fire to keep that radiant heat from just slamming them too hard. And then in 30 to 45 minutes, I come and spin it around 180 degrees. See how perfectly that sits in there? That's why I love these little grates. I can spin it around, I can move it around, and it doesn't affect anything. It's so easy to do. I don't have to worry about messing up the appearance of my chicken or rubbing spices off when I move it around. So we're gonna throw it on there. We'll be back in about 45 minutes. It's been about 45 minutes, folks, and I just loaded up some extra lump charcoal in the smoker, and that really spikes the temp up for about 5 to 10 minutes after you do that. We're sitting at about 400 degrees right now, so I know our skin's going to be nice and crispy, but it does level itself down. One thing I've noticed with this insulated firebox is it does take a little bit more fuel to get everything up to temperature, but as soon as it is up to temperature, it does last longer, and in the end, I do save quite a bit of fuel. I've used maybe 4 pounds of lump charcoal and 2 sticks of firewood so far, and I usually take a normal standard split and split it 2 more times, so not even quite a standard split. We've been burning total fire time a little over an hour, cook time about 45 minutes. So let's take a look at it. Beautiful color getting on there. Tips are getting a little bit dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my handy dandy pliers, I'm going to spin it around, and I'm going to hit it with a little bit of spray butter. Those are generally easier, but get some spray butter on them. Real quick, fast, and in a hurry. Shut this bottle. Yeah, I put quite a bit on there, but I want my skin to stay golden brown. I don't want it to get too dark, and I want it to be crispy. Another 45 minutes. Nice and glistening. She looks juicy. This took us right around 3 hours. I thought it was going to take 2, but that's how I cook it in my drum, and I cook it at about 350, 375 the whole time. So lowering it down to right around 300 with a couple of spikes every time we added coals. 3 hours is what it took to get this bad boy up to we're 165 in the breast, a little over that in the thighs. I like for that dark meat to be a little bit more well done. Let's take a look down here and see this. I mean, this is a good looking chicken. I mean, it's got great color on it. It's a golden color. It's not really a dark color. My lighting's not that great here. Let me try to adjust that a bit. How's that? All right, that's a little bit better. I took down my light. It's actually over there. So lighting isn't great. I didn't get it set back up, but this is really, really nice. Nice crispy skin. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a wing off, try it out for you guys. Probably don't even have to cut it. Pulls right off. Beautiful color. It's got that nice smokiness. That's cooked through. It's just nice smoke. Oh, very tender, very juicy. Let's see how this wing tastes. Juicy, tender, smoky. Outstanding flavor.